is the Starting Why podcast. Here we ask entrepreneurs, actors, investors, innovative, and artists on the why they are doing what they are doing, what motivates and drives them, and why can't they stop. We will start in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Welcome to Starting
1.
Why. This is Joe and Michelle here. We are wishing you and everyone a happy holidays. Hey, Joe.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I couldn't avoid to do that. I always wanted to. Welcome to our Christmas episode.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't believe it's holidays, coming in soon right now. I mean, not soon, but in a few days.
Yes, exactly. And what's also interesting, it's also a little bit delayed our first birthday of the Starting Why podcast, because we published the first episode just with the two of us on Thanksgiving 2020. So it's more than a year.
Oh, wow. We should definitely do a recap of the entire year.
Maybe not today. I don't know how it is for you, but it feels like there's a big mountain you have to climb, and the real peak is exactly before the holidays. So when you feel like stressed or worn out on Thanksgiving, there is still a lot to go, and that's totally crazy. People are still calling me totally crazy. They want to get stuff done before the holidays within 2, 3, 4 days, and it's everything needs to be either done exactly before the holidays or at the first working day in the new year. So people are a little bit crazy, but I don't know how you feel about it. I'm kind of getting used to it.
I'm feeling good. I've been traveling, so a lot of what I've done is just really seen a lot of the community. So I'm kind of glad to really be with the community. I'm excited about the holidays, and being able to talk to my nieces and nephews. So I'm not that stressed out. It's the weather in California has been pretty nice, and it's always good to see family.
Oh, I see. First point, you need to talk about the community, because most of the people out there listening, they don't know you as well as I am when you talk about the blockchain and NFT community, right?
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. So I'm a NFT, crypto, blockchain, DeFi expert. I don't want to use the word expert, because I feel
You
like
already did.
I know, but in the last 10 years or so, the expert has been overused and misused to show that a person is an expert in crypto. But, if someone is new to crypto, they're still call themselves expert because they, I don't know, there's a lot of people in the community, in the blockchain community, who just wants money. And it is a very different ethos, and when I say expert, I just mean, I've been in the space for a long time. I was in payments for 6 years, and and certainly in the internet space for more than 10 years, probably more than 10 years. And so in crypto, like 2013, we had a conference. I co-founded a digital wallet company. I co-founded another company. Advise a number of different companies and is a mentor at different accelerators. So that's what I mean. And hang out with the community means, I was at Money 2020 in Vegas in October, and then I was in New York for New York NFT New York NYC, and then in Miami for Miami Art Basel, and just different blockchain community, just meeting everyone that I've met and spoke with for the entire year on Clubhouse, almost a year, and really, just listening to people and seeing what their challenges are, how we could help, and and how people could collaborate, and with that, that's why I meant community. And it's been really, really sweet. I in Miami, I was showing people metaverses and speaking about how to about the ocean. How about we had a nonprofit that basically sells mermaid NFTs for ocean awareness. So we collaborated with NFT Blue on that, and we personalize and make 5 mermaids, one for each female leaders and influencer. And I'm really, really proud of that, because it's kind of nice to see mermaids personifying woman leaders who care about the world that we lived in and the ocean, which is a big part of the world. So I'm just super excited, and it's kind of excited to actually see family. Even though I'm a little bit careful because of COVID and the virus and everything.
The second point I want to make, obviously, the weather is good here in California, so no December tornadoes there. And I was almost as extensively traveling as you did. I went 2 times to my mother's place.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I know, impressive, right?
Wow.
Well, I was actually looking back now. This is my first year of being an entrepreneur, and looking back right now, maybe starting in January 2021 wasn't the best of times to start really your own company, even though it was digital, and I had to really fight and to pivot a few times until I found something that really could work. But eventually, towards the end of the year, around mid of November, December, it started to look really good. And it kind of made me look better back in the year,
Yeah.
even though I had some really rough times there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that if you start in this year, it will be better? Because I feel like,
Better, yes. Different,
yeah, I mean,
yes.
if you were to
Boring,
start,
no. But I know forecasts are always difficult, especially concerning the future. So no big forecast here, but I think the next year will be much better. And that's also a time around Christmas that I use for reflection and planning. Basically, for everybody who doesn't know that, Germany is almost completely shut down from December 24th, which most days are already off. Most shops will only be open until like 2 p.m. and then they close. 25th and 26th are public holidays, what you may call bank holidays. And the same holds true for the 31st. Most people are off work. Shops are only open half a day, mostly. And January 1st is again a public holiday. And in 2 states in the south, Baden-Württemberg and Bavaria, Munich, Stuttgart, this area with the big companies, they also have a public holiday on January 6th. So the most people right now in Germany, they will disappear. They will go on vacation sometime during this week. We're recording this on the 20th of December, and they will only reappear to work on January 10th. I'm really using this time, and I'm also taking off. I can't remember how long ago I had such a long time off around Christmas. That is awesome.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm planning to spend with my family and meeting all friends, friends who moved away and then they return to their family for Christmas. And then it's the time to meet. And of course, there's a lot of family traditions and family gatherings to attend. Yeah. And the times in the evening and at night, I used to think about what went right, what went wrong, what did I learn? If, of course, from everything that went wrong, but everything that went well is also something you need to learn why it went well. Did you do something or you just got lucky? I also tend to catch up on audiobooks, reading like the Christmas edition of The Economist. And I usually invest in a few books for a holiday reading list I find somewhere on the internet. And if everything is going well, I'm usually through the holiday reading list sometime beginning of April, end of April.
Wow, you're so good.
Most people are trying to be through after the holidays, but that's it. I'm also tracking what I've been planning for the last year and what I achieved. For example, I tried really hard to get the business model started with Startuprad.io, focused on sponsoring and advertising. And this just didn't work out because there are not enough companies here in Germany who want to do that. They usually start their own podcast, then they realize, oh, look, we only have 50 downloads in half a year. So let's shut it down again. Okay. And they don't understand that if they sponsor, if they invest in another podcast, all the money and time will pay off much, much better. They will have a much better return on investment, but they just don't understand it. And then I had to try. And now I'm almost completely working as a startup scout and consultant. My audience may have noticed that for Startuprad.io, I only published most of the time one episode a week. That used to be 2 episodes a week. And I'm using the money to build up like a scalable startup business. And as of now, for Startup Raven, we almost signed up 1,000 people in something like 5 weeks.
Congratulations. I think Joe did really well this year, even though he said that he shouldn't start the startup in 2021. I think he did well. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah.
And by the way, there will be many people listening to this interview on Startup.radio. That is the internet radio station I'm also running. Of course, laptop radio is a big part of that. Starting Y is a part of that. Startuprad.io is a part of that, but also a lot of other podcasts like tech.eu, PayPod, and many, many others. And basically, this was also going pretty well because we started really from scratch. I just wrote a blog post, included the player, and had a back end which was playing. And there was no advertisement money spent, just word of mouth, just social media sharing. And now in February, actually, I started the internet radio station on Valentine's Day. But I took off the evening for my wife, but basically that was it. And we started with like 0 listeners, and now we are around 3,500 people listening a month.
Wow, awesome.
Yep, that went pretty well. And we really hope this is just a start.
Yeah, I think everything has been going well. Like it's been a year of blessings.
Yeah. Sometimes blessings in disguise, but blessings. Yeah.
Yes, definitely blessings in disguise.
Yes. Actually, one of my traditions I haven't told a lot of people when I'm reflecting on like the last year and planning for the next year, I'm actually sitting outside on the balcony, preferably when it's snowing. Yes, of course, I'm wearing a thick jacket. I have a few blankets over me and all that stuff. But I usually smoke like a really old school pipe.
Mm-hmm.
That is really good and really relaxing. And actually, I have a neighbor who doesn't live too far away, and she always says, the pipe tobacco smells really good.
What kind of flavor?
Oh, they're very, very, very different ones. They're the ones who don't really smell nice to other people. but taste good, and then there are the ones that smell really nice and they taste and they also smell good for other people. For example, Christmas edition, it has taste. It smells a little bit like baking cookies, vanilla, caramel, stuff like that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I
And
wouldn't
that
say that I have any traditions.
you have traditions?
No, I don't have any
No,
traditions at all.
really?
Just spending time. Yeah, just spending time with family, opening presents. And that's about it. Just
Well,
you know,
that's all already a very good point. I mean, you have a family, you get presents, check, everything's fine.
yes, yes, very grateful. Just seeing my niece and nephews happy, seeing my parents and sisters and brothers. That's all I need. you know, Nothing else.
Yeah.
No traditions.
Do you this year of COVID like really gather physically in one place, or you visit some people and do some hangouts, Zoom calls and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do more Zoom calls this year because of COVID. And the variant has increased dramatically, so I definitely do not want to see anyone. So I think I'm gonna do like Instagram hangouts and Zoom and things like that, just to keep in touch.
I see,
How
I
about
see.
how about you? Yeah, the variant has increased dramatically in the U.S., especially in
Mhm.
New York,
Mhm.
and it doesn't sound safe to go out anymore. I'm not sure.
Well, thing is, I don't go out that often right
Mhm,
now. For one reason, there is not a lot of stuff to do right now. And the
mhm,
second reason is we now have a toddler boy, and it's really hard to get out there. And
mhm.
the last reason is when I go out, it's usually for stuff like visiting my mother, shopping groceries, shopping something else, or going to the playground with a kid. That's it.
Oh wow.
Yep. Yep. You have to tune down your life quite a bit.
Yeah. But that's good though. It's peaceful and you have a family to start or that you're starting, and it's that family, an extended family that's the most important for the holidays.
Yes.
And over the last couple of years, especially in the last 2 years, is remember that there's a lot of people who've passed away because of COVID, so it could be hard, for people during the holiday season.
Mhm. Yes, totally.
And just remembering them.
Mhm. Yeah, I also unfortunately know a few people who passed away from COVID. They'll be missed.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a Facebook friend who just passed away because of COVID. His wife just also passed away this year. And he was fine. He was traveling with his son and everything else. And then all of a sudden, there's a message on Facebook from his son that his dad has passed away because of COVID. So, and I remember him. He was really happy all the time. He was part of my laugh club. So there's a club that we used to participate, and all people do is that they just laugh. So you just join the Zoom and or Skype, and all you do is just laugh. It's to make you feel happy. And he would join that club and he would laugh and he would share everything on Facebook, and he's really sweet, and all of a sudden, he died because of COVID.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just kind of sad.
Yep, it is. It totally is. Hopefully, that will soon be over. But I just saw an interview with a Pfizer executive who said, well, COVID will become more or less the norm, like the flu in 2024. And I also thought about that. That means until then, life will not be back to complete normal.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah,
2024. That's
yeah.
that's like what, 3 more years?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of time, and I really hope he's wrong there.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has this interest in selling these vaccines so that they could make money, right? I mean, hopefully someone has an interest of the population is wellness,
Mhm.
because we can't sustain ourselves with these vaccine. We need to find a solution so we don't have to take these every couple months, you know. Um, that's not a solution. That's just a band-aid. And
Mhm.
hopefully, there's some kind of solution where we don't have to be afraid of these viruses anymore.
Yep. I think it will only work if most people get vaccinated, or
Hmm.
they just survive a COVID infection. Hopefully, with like almost no symptoms or no symptoms at all. But
Hmm.
that's most likely the way. I think we got to a very depressive part of the last year, right? But
Yeah, let's talk
unfortunately,
about the more positive sides of of the previous year. So, I think your company your startup's been doing well.
yep.
It's been kind of cool to work with you on that.
Mhm.
And the radio starting Y started, which I'm super excited about. And what else? What other blessings? We both have our family and friends. Um,
Oh, I got to spend a lot of time with my family.
yeah, you spent a lot of time with your family. I also spent some time with my family. I'm really grateful for their lives. I met a lot of friends on Clubhouse, I think, this year. Because last year I was just spending the entire time to myself and by myself. On Clubhouse, at least you can talk to people. um, and then, I wanted to build this year, like to actually make stuff, and that happened even though I went through so many companies that I started. It was at least kind of fun, even though a lot of them didn't work out.
What did you try and why didn't it work out?
Well, I was the CEO of Sophia Dow, and because of values I resigned from that. And then I co-founded a company called MedXR, and that didn't work out neither. My co-founder, like, like it yeah, there were some some stuff there. And then, then a few other companies. And I literally just wanted to be part of a company, and just wanted to build, right? I wasn't, I just want to make things happen because last year, like as I said, I was just making a lot of augmented reality, staying at home, working with an exchange company with, with their securities commission, and that's about it, right? So, a lot of the companies I advised were doing well, so I'm just wanted to create stuff this year. And throughout the year, I mean, it turned out well at the end. And I did a lot of metaverse company though since February. Um, it was good experiences. So I'm not, and I took, you always take risks when you work with teams, or else you just kind of find company by yourself. With teams, there's always dynamics and different things. So yeah, it's been kind of fun. Um, Kind of really love what I'm doing right now, and I love both of the teams that I'm working with. So and some of the companies I've been advising have been awesome too. So yeah, I'm pretty grateful, I must say.
And I remember you were also trying to start a VC.
Yeah, I was part of a VC. I was part of a fund that's based in Canada. And with that, I actually left that one because uh some personal reason. But I advise the fund, and I work with other companies or fund like companies anyway. So yeah, it's been like an interesting year. I must say. um so so interesting, And
You've
it seems so funny because like when you're in the middle of it, it's like, whoa, what just happened? But then like I think, it's kind of like blessings in disguise, because you kind of like learn a lot about you and yourself and what you like, what you don't like, who you can work with, who you couldn't work with, things like that. I mean, as a woman, some of the challenges that I face are some men feel like undermined by me, and it's kind of interesting, because like I feel like I'm been part of a sports team, throughout my life, and when you're playing in a sports team, it's not about who's CEO or who's not CEO, right? You just want to work together and win,
Mhm.
um and focus and concentrate on a game. So I was in the badminton team, I was in a pool team, I was in like different teams. And so when you start companies, you have to have like a team player mentality as well, like as a individual contribution mentality, or else it doesn't work. And in some of the companies that co-founded, I was kind of told that I make I undermine them, like especially the men, and not all, right, like, at least one or so. And it's really hard, because like I didn't feel like that was the intention, but like I would do something like, we had an intern that just wants to be part of us, and just referring an intern could be potentially a threat or undermine action, which I never thought it would be, things like that. So it's a learning curve, it's a learning experience.
Mhm. So, bottom line, you also learned a lot this year.
Yes, I learned a lot. I built a lot. And then I think there was one company I almost like cried because I was just so devastated. But not it was funny because like more devastated because I love the project. It's actually Sophia. I love Sophia, right? And I love the ideals of her, of open AI, and I think I might have designed you know the the NFT platform and everything. And I really had and believe in her vision of helping the world, allowing people to use AI that's open source, and remember when I resigned from it, I was just so sad. It was almost like a breakup for some reason, even though it was like a project. But that's how much I believe in that ideal. And that was like super hard for me. Yeah, I learned a lot. I cried. I put my heart into making things, so I must have lived. That is living, right? It's like when you get slapped, slammed, and everything else, you still walked. I still remember I had to resign from another team, that I put together, and yeah, that was hard as well. Like I had to get up the next day and then just build, and just start building. And I remember I was really sad, um as well. Maybe I was heartbroken, like a couple of times this year.
A couple
And
of times. Ooh.
well, it's more than one, then it's a couple of times. And it's so funny because I mean, Joe, you're a CEO, right? And a lot of people who listen are CEOs, but I think, if when you're, one of the top few people who's leading the company, it's a thankless job. People don't like you. Like if they don't do stuff, they just blame you, right? So people could blame you for anything and everything, you know, and you know, if you start companies before, you know that it's really hard to judge, you know, the leader, because they have to think about 10,000 things on the top. You know, it's a lonely job, it's a thankless job, you know, and people may not understand where you're going or your vision, or you know, things like that, or they might not want to ask, you know, and if they disagree with something, they might just, the first person they blame is you, right? And rightfully so, you know, like, because you know, you basically are responsible for everything.
If
But
you're the
yeah.
CEO of a successful company and everybody loves you, you're doing something wrong, right?
Yeah, that's true too. That's true. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. And so it's been an awesome year, because you know, you have lived, you know, when your heart has been broken, you know, when you have made hard decisions, and you know, you have loved. And I mean, you know, uh like, in terms of the companies that you built, and you know, like your family and friends, you
Mhm.
know, and you have loved, you know, you, I don't know, maybe romantically even, you've met someone that you think, you know, I don't know, my work, whatever, you know, like, then I think that's a good year, right?
Mhm. It totally
Yeah.
is. Even though when at the end of the year you're not completely broke and you still have family and friends, it was already a successful year.
Yes. Yes, and also you have family and friends, you know, and yeah. And the community, if you're in the blockchain space, and you know, um people who cares about you, and talk to you, regardless of how you look like, um you know, I mean, it's so funny, because during COVID, I mean, we all wear a mask, right? But you know, you can't really go to doctors and dentists regularly, or normally. So
Mhm.
I think we all look like a mess, and you can't get haircuts, you know, and if people still talk to you regardless, then you are loved.
Yes, totally true.
I'm really also excited to actually see a lot of my friends from Clubhouse, and also from Facebook, in person. That was really special to me. When we did the Dope Sea, there was an artist that does underwater photography. I was able to meet her in person in New York. Even though we tried so many times, you know, we finally met each other the last day before I leave, and I was able to, you know, talk about the ocean with her, and you know, and why we care about the ocean. So I was really grateful for that. And then I was really grateful for, like, when I was in Miami, I was able to meet a lot of my friends whom I met on Clubhouse, you know, as well. You know, so I kind of really appreciate, you know, all of that, because you know, it's always the people, it's people first, you know, than anything else, you know, because that's what our lives is about, and to really understand and get to know people, I think that's pretty awesome.
Mhm. Totally. You know what? I would also like to hear from our audience how the year has been going, and what would of their expectations have been met and where they have been totally wrong. We will put down here in the show notes not only our Twitter account from Starting Y, but also our anchor.fm website where they can leave us voice messages. And if enough people leave voice messages, we can totally edit them together for another episode, right?
Yes.
That would be awesome. Actually, to end this recording kind of on a high tone, I just found this quote. We elves try to stick to the four main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corn, and syrup. Buddy the elf. It's great to hear you laugh.
Oh my god, I know you're always so funny. I mean, this guy. So, just throughout the whole year, of course, as someone who takes a lot of risks building companies, I sometimes get into a lot of trouble. But because of that, right? And I'll talk to Joe during the podcast, and I enjoy them because all I do is just really meet with him and just laugh. And it's it's awesome. And I also see his baby photo of his wife and everything. It's a really really warm, family photographs. And I really really enjoy those times when I hang out with Joe because besides looking at his deck and giving advice and all that stuff regarding his startup is really I really really love like seeing the updates on his family and his little boy. He's just so adorable.
Yeah, she
um
always loves our regular calls when little Henry walks in and crashes the call just because he wants to say goodnight, and then he has to get up on my desk and look. Oh, who's talking? Who's talking? Who's talking? Where's the picture? Where's the
he,
picture?
he knows me though, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not really uh, able to speak fluently, not even German, and of course not English. But soon, he recognizes your voice.
Oh my gosh, he is so adorable. And if you haven't followed Joe's Instagram yet, I really highly recommend that you do, because besides food
Because
photos,
of food.
food, food photos, there's also photos of. I mean, I don't know. There's photos of his boys. Hopefully one day. Um, but
We will see. I do have a lot of cute photos, but I usually don't share them.
I know, that's why I said hopefully, because he's so cute. But yeah, but we want him to be safe. we want we want the cute boy to be safe.
Yes,
So,
we do.
but you can enjoy the food. Um,
Yes.
I don't know. I just want to go to Berlin just to taste some of these food. My gosh, it's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah. One of the things brandy punch, burnt punch. You ever seen that?
No, not yet.
It's basically you have something shaped like a cone, like a little pyramid, out of sugar. You pour over a lot of high percentage rum, like high
Mhm,
alcohol percentage. Underneath, you have something like mulled wine, and
mhm.
then you just set this cone on fire and let the caramelized sugar drop into that. That is one of our family traditions, but it's totally common here in Germany. Feuerzangenbowle. Mm.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Mm.
By the way, I want to. Oh, I have something to tell you.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
during Thanksgiving, I hang out with my brother, and we were driving. We had a road trip, and along the road trip, we went to a few cities for antique shops. And we went to this place, and there was a German shop, and I have some like German uh, pickles that were really good. It was like half spicy.
Mm.
Yeah, I know. And then we had drinks, German drinks. It was so yummy. I think we might actually go there again.
Yeah, that would be cool. What I really like, sorry, we always get into food here. What I also really like is the Christmas beer around here. Mm.
Christmas beer? Oh my
Yep,
gosh.
yep, that's very good. And they don't do stuff in it like cinnamon or something like this. It's
hmm
just a little bit stronger, a little bit darker. That's what I really like. Mm.
Yeah, there were some German drinks there at the little town as well. And they had pretzels and sausage, and I oh my gosh, the pickles are so good. I need to send you that photo.
Can you air fry them? Did you try?
I have not yet air fried them. That's such a good idea. Oh my gosh, I have not used. Oh, yeah, we need to talk about the air fryer because
Yes, we
so
always do.
we always do. And like at the beginning of 2021, okay, so I don't cook. And during the pandemic, during lunch and dinner, I basically goes to a drive-thru to get food. And then but then it was destroying my skin. And so a friend was just like, you need to get an air fryer. So I actually ordered one, and I was for the first time in my life, I had to go to the grocery store during COVID, which is so funny, and get food, and I would not know what to get, so I would literally read articles and like get those suggested food like directly, like you know, just basically whatever that they recommended, and I did that, and I did that for a couple months. You know, I was an air fryer expert. I even air
And now you
fried
stopped?
bananas. Oh, and then I stopped. And then I
Why?
stopped. That's well because the restaurants are now open. So I literally stopped and went to the different restaurants. And I mean, it's not a lot of choices, right? But you know, like there's Jen is a Korean barbecue restaurant that I've been kind of going to. Is all you can eat. So that's open. So I would kind of go there, and then tacos. There's a taco restaurant that I would meet my friends on Saturday. So that's where I would go. And then
Oh,
also I've been like,
I was watching yesterday. I was watching NFL together with a friend, and I made enchiladas.
oh my god, yes, and Miami has a lot of
For our audience, you can press now the pause button, get something to eat, get a snack, and join us again. You're back? Oh, great. Okay, go ahead.
yes. So we, as you know, we both love food, and you know, I'm really excited right now for some reason, especially talking about food, even though our first part of the discussion was a little bit depressing. um, but in Miami, there were a lot of really good ceviche and Spanish food. So I'm just thinking about those kind of food right now as we talk. But so I have not been using the air fryer because I've been traveling a lot and I've been eating at different places
Mhm.
as a result. So but I wanted to I will send you the jar of pickles, and I think, but the thing is it's not from Germany, it's from Australia. So I was kind of disappointed about that. But I still wanted to send it to you so that you can check it out. It's actually really good. It has really awesome spice to it.
Mm, yeah, spicy is always good for me. Yeah.
Yes. I yeah. That town was pretty. It's a small little quaint town. I actually want to, you know, I think everyone would laugh at me. I went to a quilt shop to look at different types of quilts and how they're made. I think someone bought the shop, so it won't be there next year. But you know, at least I was really excited about that shop because I've been kind of into quilts for some reason for the last year and a half doing hibernation. It's just really weird. But
Hibernation. Ah, okay, I see.
well, but I kind of love, you know, like I just love the look of them because they're so homey, you know, like it's, you know, like, you know, it's like QUILT, right? A quilt is made out of like different scratch material fabrics.
And you stitch them together?
Yeah, you stitch them together, you know, but I basically have a blanket that's made out of like it's a quilt, you know, blanket. But you
Mhm.
know, like for me, I just felt really, you know, home, you know, when I see it, right? Like I'm at home, and the warmth of the home, and you know, like you know what I mean? Like it's not so informal. I kind of like that homey feeling, I guess. I don't know what it is. It's very countryish at the same time, but it just kind of remind me of the feeling of like home. You know, like when you go out and you travel and you come home, you know, and TSA or someone would say welcome home, you know, or like you just got home and then your friend would say welcome back. It's that feeling of home. So like if you have a quilt on your bed and you go to your room, it's that feeling that you're home, you're in a safe place, you're comfy. And I wish that everyone, this Thanksgiving has that feeling of safety, of home, no matter where you are and who you're with, and you have that comfort.
Totally valid wishes for the next year. Being home, feeling comfy, secure, safe. What else are your wishes or also plans for next year, Sunshine?
Next year, I'm thinking
Yeah,
about, I don't have New Year's resolutions or plans really.
I do.
Um,
I need to start running again because I spent such a lot of time with my family and no time running, and
mhm.
I'm really now moving around a big belly.
Yeah, that's from the
Yeah, from all
bear.
the good cooking. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the cooking with bear. Yeah, for me, I think I want to go. I think one of my goal from to 2021 was it 2020? Maybe it was 2020. See, I don't remember my years anymore because I feel like it's been 2 years, the pandemic. But in 2020, early 2020, I wanted to dance again. And then COVID happened and we have a lockdown. And 2021 is still almost similar. No one really goes dancing because of the variants and because of the virus. So I think hopefully things are going to open up where it's actually safe to do, because I do a lot of partner dancing like blues and salsa and bachata and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to be better at Argentine tango. So hopefully I can go dancing again safely. That's one of my goal.
Yeah, my biggest goal is to find a capable babysitter so I can go out with my wife.
Yay!
Yeah,
You'll
small
find
goals.
one.
I know.
You'll find one. And I think, and then another thing that during COVID, I mean, for the last years, I think my coding got a lot better. I was like coding a lot, doing hibernation, with like augmented reality and also with, I basically did a bunch of languages. I did Bash. I did do pure CSS, but I did that like in 2019. Um, so this year I did 3JS, I did, Bash, I did even Solidity blockchain, so I mean I'm just kind of look forward to growing in my coding languages. Um, so I'm excited about that. So
Do you believe that having the ability to code a certain coding language will be as important as speaking a language?
I believe so. Like for me, I started coding for fun, like I coded when I was in college, right? HTML.
You know what just popped into my mind? Two people who don't speak the same language and they try to talk in code.
That's completely possible though. That's possible. I was teaching my niece and nephew how to code, and they're like, my niece is only 5 years old.
Mhm.
And if they could code and learn and speak the language, right? And imagine them coding with, even someone older, someone from another country. It's completely possible.
Sounds pretty good. Well, my goals are to get my startup successful up and running, at least MVP. And I hope to get at least 5,000 people signed up on the wait list.
So if you have not signed up on Joe's wait list for his startup, you should consider it.
Go down here in the show notes. It's called startupraven.com, and we will link the website down there.
Yeah, help him out because he's been working really, really, really not hard on it. And he's just been eating a lot of food and drinking a lot of beer. So if you can help him out by signing up, that would be awesome. I'm just teasing.
Mhm. I know. You cannot see it, but I'm smiling.
I'm so not teasing you. Okay. I think it's been a lot of fun working with Joel this year. I'm looking forward to an awesome year next year. And
we may also tell our audience that we're going to publish actually before this recording is going live, we're going to publish the interview with the founder of Solar with a Z instead of the S, a Berlin-based company that is renting out solar panels to install on your roof. And they just raised 20 million euros in venture capital. And between Christmas and New Year's Eve, we will publish the interview with Luca. You may have heard about challenger banks or neobanks like N26, right? He co-founded a company called Penta. He already left the company. He was bought out by Finleap, and basically what they're doing, they offered a similar service to N26, but not for retail clients, but more for SMEs, especially startups. And the last data I've gotten, they have 40,000 customers.
Wow, beautiful.
Yep.
Awesome.
And there'll be an interview with him. He's now in Miami, started a little VC fund called Index Health.
Awesome.
Yep. That's the 2 interviews coming up, and I already scheduled a 3rd interview. And if any interesting person out there would like to be interviewed, reach out to us, especially on our Twitter account, right?
Yes, please do reach out to me or Joe or I. Well, we're just playing with grammar now. Joe or
Yes,
I?
we do.
Me or Joe? Wait, Joe or Joe? Wait, Michelle or Joe?
Michelle, Joe.
We are really serious about our podcast because
you can hear it, right?
We believe that, why you start. Wait, why you start, what you start. And you say that
Michelle,
really fast.
come on, admit it. You had some peppermint tea, right?
No, I did not. Wait, why you start, what you start. Why you start, why you start. Why you start, what you start. Wait, why you start, how you start. Wait, why you start, where you start.
Why you started it.
Why you start, what you start is awesome. It's so awesome. So please do contact us, so that we can chat with you about why you start, what you start.
Now that we got this straightened out, I just want to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, fröhliche Weihnachten, einen guten Rutsch ins neue Jahr.
Happy Holidays.